Global trade is massive and complex. Every day, millions of products cross borders, oceans, and continents, connecting people and businesses in ways that would have seemed impossible just a few decades ago. Ever wonder how your online order from halfway across the world actually arrives? It's not just a matter of clicking "Buy Now." There's a whole world of agreements and logistics working behind the scenes to make it happen. The answer: contracts, specifically. International sales contracts. These documents are the backbone of global commerce, quietly making sure that promises are kept and goods are delivered. Think of these as the serious, legally binding handshake between a seller in one country and a buyer in another. It's a handshake that stretches across oceans and time zones, connecting people who may never meet in person. They're the rulebook for the whole transaction, from deal to delivery. Every detail, what's being sold, how it's shipped, who pays for what, and what happens if something goes wrong, is spelled out in black and white. Without these contracts, cross-border business would be chaos. Imagine trying to do business with someone thousands of miles away, with no clear rules or guarantees. Imagine buying 1 million cat hats with just a hopeful email. What if you get the wrong size, or nothing at all? The risks are huge, and misunderstandings can be costly. The international sales contract sets clear expectations and a plan for when things go wrong. It's a safety net, making sure everyone knows their rights and responsibilities. It turns risky gambles into calculated business. With a solid contract, companies can plan, invest, and grow with confidence, knowing they're protected if things don't go as planned. As global trade has grown, these contracts have become the invisible architecture, holding it all together. They're the foundation that supports trillions of dollars in goods moving around the world every year. They ensure everyone gets what they bargained for. Buyers receive the products they ordered, and sellers get paid, no matter how far apart they are. It's the boring legal stuff that makes global commerce possible. Without it, international business would grind to a halt. The contract is the script both sides agree to follow. Who does what, by when, and what happens if someone messes up. It's a roadmap for a successful deal. It's the difference between a smooth exchange and a messy dispute with angry video calls and lawyers. When things go wrong, the contract is the first place everyone looks for answers. The contract is there to prevent drama before it starts, making sure that business across borders is as smooth as possible. At its core, a sales contract is proof that two parties have made a binding commitment. It's not just a formality or a handshake, it's a written promise that both sides intend to keep. This document is the foundation of trust in business, showing that each party is serious about their responsibilities. It turns negotiations, which can be complex and full of back and forth, into a single enforceable agreement. Once signed, everyone knows exactly what's expected, and there's no room for confusion or misunderstanding. The contract spells out each side's obligations, what the seller must deliver, when and how, what the buyer must pay, and by when. Every detail, from delivery dates to payment terms, is laid out in black and white. By defining these duties, the contract removes ambiguity and gives both parties a clear roadmap. It's a guide that helps everyone stay on track and avoid costly mistakes. But things go wrong, shipments get delayed, goods get damaged. Even the best plans can hit unexpected bumps along the way. The contract plans for these failures, outlining penalties, remedies, and dispute resolution. It anticipates problems and provides solutions before they become major issues. It's like a business prenup, providing a mechanism for resolving issues without a legal battle. Instead of heading straight to court, the contract encourages negotiation and mediation. Many contracts cover long-term relationships, not just one-off deals. They help businesses build partnerships that last for years, not just a single transaction. They govern ongoing transactions, price adjustments, and quality control. This means the contract adapts as the business relationship grows and changes. In short, the contract is a living document that ensures stability and predictability for both sides. It's the backbone of successful business, protecting everyone involved and paving the way for growth. You can't keep international contracts simple. When you're dealing with partners from different countries, every detail matters. What seems obvious in one country might be completely misunderstood in another, so you need to spell everything out. The risks and complexities multiply across borders. Language barriers, legal systems, and cultural differences all add layers of uncertainty. Even small misunderstandings can lead to big, expensive problems. The contract must solve logistical puzzles in advance. Who pays for shipping, insurance, customs, and taxes? If you don't address these issues up front, you could end up with delays, extra costs, or even lost shipments. Standardized terms like FOB or CIF clarify these responsibilities. These terms are recognized worldwide, so everyone knows exactly who is responsible for what, and when ownership of goods changes hands. Quality standards and inspection procedures must be detailed. You can't just assume both sides agree on what's acceptable. Every requirement should be written down, from packaging to product specs. What counts as good enough is spelled out, sometimes even allowing the buyer to inspect goods before shipment. Payment is another headache. You need to agree on when, how, and in what currency payments will be made. The contract must specify currency, exchange rates, and payment methods, often using tools like letters of credit to protect both sides. This helps prevent disputes and ensures everyone gets paid as expected. In short, the contract is a detailed blueprint for every step, turning a financial trust fall into a managed process. The more thorough your contract, the fewer surprises you'll face, and the smoother your international deal will go. The law of sales focuses on tangible goods, physical, movable objects like cars, computers, or rubber ducks. This matters because selling physical items involves unique legal challenges, delivery, inspection, and risk of loss. The law defines exactly when responsibility for goods passes from seller to buyer, crucial for international shipping and global trade. But sales law doesn't cover everything. Real estate, intellectual property, and services are excluded, each with their own legal framework. Sometimes, deals mix goods and services, creating legal puzzles about which rules apply. That's where lawyers truly earn their keep. Here's the big question: which country's law applies to your contract? Every country has its own rules and they often conflict. A French seller and a Brazilian buyer may each want their own country's law to apply, creating uncertainty and risk. This conflict of laws forces businesses to negotiate not just price and quantity, but also which legal system will govern disputes. The solution? Most contracts include a choice of law clause, but big companies usually insist on their own law, putting smaller parties at a disadvantage. This creates an uneven playing field and can discourage smaller businesses from trading internationally. Enter the CISG, the United Nations Convention on Contracts for the International Sale of Goods. It's a uniform law adopted by over 90 countries, providing a single set of rules for international sales contracts. If both countries have adopted the CISG, it automatically applies, solving the which law problem. The CISG covers contract formation, obligations, and remedies for breach, creating a shared legal language for global trade. It reduces legal uncertainty and levels the playing field, especially for smaller companies. Parties can opt out, but for millions of deals the CISG is the default, making global trade more predictable and accessible. All these rules and contracts exist for one reason: to make global trade possible and reliable. International sales contracts transform risky transactions into routine business, managing risks like delays, damage, and payment defaults. They provide security for both sides. Sellers know they'll get paid. Buyers know they'll get what they ordered. Uniform laws like the CISG promote fairness, giving smaller businesses a better chance against big players. Ultimately, these contracts and laws are the invisible engines of globalization, building trust and predictability across borders. So next time you use a product from abroad, remember the mountain of legal paperwork that made it possible.